Houston, we have a problem. I've got some issues on the cucumber leaves. I've got some issues on the squash leaves. My Roma tomatoes seem to be a little wilting. What are we gonna do? Well, I'll tell you, ChatGPT completely confused me. Google completely confused me. I'm either watering too much or not enough, or I've got fungus. What it didn't take into consideration, what I didn't take into consideration, was the 2 nights where it got really, really cold down into the upper 30s. And so what do? You do what my father did. You go to the place where the professionals are. I went back to where I bought the plants and the seeds, and I asked one of those pros there, and they told me exactly what was going on, which are the same things that they're experiencing with the plants over at the nursery, which is a little bit of burn and that type of stuff from the cold wind from 2 nights in a row of sub 40-degree temperature, which has been about a week and a half ago. But here I'm going to show you a picture of these. And what they recommended was pruning off the wounded leaves and putting down some fertilizer. So I've got the brand fertilizer here. I'll show it to you in a minute. And we're going to fertilize here. The other thing too is I've got an above ground bed, which you can see here, and I got a lot of plants jammed in there. So I may have to rethink this next year when I'm putting plants in, but they're all fighting for the same nutrients. So when the garden soil that I put in says it's good for fertilizing for 9 months, that's probably not entirely true. So we're going to use the Maestro Grow Rose Glow, which is what I use on my rose bushes already. And we're going to fertilize and water it in here. And I'll tell you, having a conversation with the pro made me feel a lot better about what I'm doing. It made me feel like I actually know what I'm doing, or I'm doing the right thing. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get fertilized and get some water down. She recommended to go ahead and just prune the wounded leaves, which is a lot of them, but we got to do what we got to do, right? Not treating these plants like they're your kids when you grew them from a seed. But I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna trust the pro, and we're just gonna prune off these burn. It's cold burn of some kind, I guess. But she said all of their cucumbers, or a lot of their cucumbers that were around the edges of their building and their planters, were experiencing the same stress, and that was definitely from the cold. Now I'm gonna go through them and I'm gonna pick all these off just in case pick them up just in case that's fungus that we're actually dealing with, because I'm not trying to spread fungus. And yeah, that's it. The other thing she told me is my peppers are a little stressed. So again, we're gonna put down the Rose Glow, if you can see that, all-purpose plant food. It's good for everything, and you know, you can measure it out, but she said just throw down a handful or half a handful around everything, water it in, and we'll see how it goes. The other thing I said was, hey, I'm worried I'm worried about watering too much. And she said no. She said if you're watering once every couple days, now you can see my ground there is moist. I watered yesterday, so we're good. So I'm gonna go on a watering schedule of Mondays and Thursdays, I think, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna finish pruning up here, and then we'll get the fertilizer. I'm gonna tell you, that hurt, pruning all that stuff. But pruning's always healthy for your plant. So fertilizer going in, and then we're gonna water. I will tell you, one of the things I specifically remember from my father was keeping the fertilizer off of the leaves. So remember that. Don't want the fertilizer anywhere on the leaves. So let's just get a little bit down in there, around it. Trying to show you here as I go. It's not necessary to get a bunch. The carrots look fine. I ain't messing with the carrots. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But there, I'm gonna spread this around with my hands a little bit. Make sure I knock it off the leaves. All right, so I got the fertilizer down. Now I'm just gonna water it in, and hopefully the professional over at the nursery where I bought this stuff from, she obviously knows her stuff. Hopefully she gave me the right instructions, and it wasn't me, it was the cold weather and the wind. And again, so it's Rose Glow 684 all-purpose plant food, and that's what she said she uses on all her stuff. So I'm gonna water it in. If you think this helped you at all, let's give it a thumbs up and catch you on the next one. Again, if this helped you at all, give it a thumbs up. I'll catch you on the next one. It's a little water for you.